So after finishing soldering this together, I went ahead and used the PCB tester to test that the buttons were working with it and that all the solder points were good. However, on that it was showing that not just 3 or 4 were bad, it was showing that 11 of them were bad. And so I, of course, checked and made sure that the strips that were connecting to the PCB connector were good. Those were good, and then I went ahead and resoldered everything. I figured it might have been a problem because I was getting bubbling with the orange strip that you soldered to it because, I don't know, it could be my humidity or it could be the specific strip I got, or I could have it a little bit too hot. But it turns out the bubbles weren't the problem, so I spent about an hour adding, 1 or 2 more bubbles onto the strip and continuing to try and clean it up and make sure all my solder points were good. And then I tested it again. It was showing that the same 11 were bad. And I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. And so I went back and I made sure again, and I sort of pulled on the orange strip, pulled it up away from the board, and was testing to make sure it was connected to the board. And sure enough, all of them were connected. And so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna just put it together again completely and see if that works. And what ended up happening was I ended up doing the test here, holding that down for 5 seconds. Then it does the test. It said it was good. So I went ahead and put everything back together. I didn't screw everything back together. I put the controller in a usable form, and then I binded keys, and then I made sure on a website to check that the keys were being pressed when I was pressing these. And sure enough, everything was working fine. It was just that my tester board that came with it with the little lights was bad. And 11 of the lights were bad, which I thought was ridiculous. However, the product still works. I mean, the buttons are nice. They're pretty clicky. These top ones are a little bit tinny for my taste. They're pretty loud, but I'm sure that'll go away with time. So product is good. Don't trust the PCB board that comes with it. Make sure that you're testing it on your own. Make sure you clean your solder points and then, try it once or twice. And if you're getting the same results, put it together, do the test, key bind everything or, rebind it and make sure that it's actually working, because the board that comes with it does not work. It seems like some of the bulbs are just burnt out on it.